Now on Coast TV News.
Still no representation, with Delaware's legislative season winding down. District 20 continues to be left in the dark. Immigration activity in public schools, how Delaware Democrats are looking to protect the school community. Nation on edge, protests surge against ICE raids as governors deploy guard and President Trump doubles down ahead of D.C. parade.
Another unsettled weekend on the way. Not as warm today with scattered showers and thunderstorms, and a stalled out front this weekend keeps that chance for showers and storms going, unfortunately, into Father's Day on Sunday. Forecast details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Matt Pensick has the day off. Thank you for joining us for our 6 o'clock hour. And it's Friday. We have 2 days until Father's Day, so you might be last minute shopping today or rethinking your weekend plans, because First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey is going to join us. Bob, if Dad wants to be outside on Sunday, I don't know if we have the best news for him, so come up with some backup plans, maybe.
That plan B. Elisa, how about taking Dad shopping indoors on Father's Day? There you go, retail therapy, new tie, whatever Dad wants, Dad gets, right? He should. Heading into Sunday, we're looking at temperatures mild and muggy out the door right now, 60s and low 70s inland, 74 in Rehoboth and Bethany Beach, 71 in Ocean City. It is mild and muggy, that air you can wear. As we're looking at calm conditions now, visibility has dropped a little bit, but it's about 6 miles in Georgetown and Ocean City. Nothing like we've had the last few mornings with really dense fog, just kind of hazy out there. And that'll be the case for today as we're seeing clouds moving into Delmarva, and those will keep us a little cooler today. We were low 90s yesterday. I think we'll shave about 5 to 7 degrees off of that as a cold front will stall over us, and then that will be the track for storms or low pressure areas over the weekend to give us more rain. We're looking at haze this morning and a quick warm up, 70s to low 80s. We could see the warmest time of the day late morning into early afternoon before showers and storms erupt, and some of them with very heavy rain in a short period of time. You see these red spots, so really be careful. Could be blinding rain for a while, and those showers and the muggy conditions continue into this evening. If you're taking a ferry ride up to Cape May, make sure you have the rain gear. This morning I think we're dry with mid-70s, but then increasing rain and storms into this afternoon. Cooler with an east wind and temperatures in the mid-70s.
Our top story this half hour, Delaware State Police are investigating a shooting in Slaughter Beach. Police say they were called to the area of Bay Avenue and Slaughter Beach Road around 6 o'clock on Thursday. As of 10 p.m., police say it is still an active investigation. No more details are available at this time. We expect a press release from DSP at some point this morning. We will keep you updated as we learn more information. Now to a story we have closely been following here at Coast TV. The Delaware General Assembly is not scheduled to meet today. However, Thursday was another day in the legislation session that District 20 Representative Stell Parker Selby was absent. Parker Selby, who represents roughly 23,000 voters in the Milton area, has missed every single House vote this year. That's at least 118 votes. Politicians had confirmed that Parker Selby had a stroke, and with less than 7 days left in this year's General Assembly, the Speaker of the House cannot remove Parker Selby and declines to call for her resignation, but said this.
We're going to focus on getting virtual voting passed through our rules, and then that way we can most likely see Rep. Parker Selby.
Do you think that will happen before the end of this session?
We're working on it.
What would you like the people of the 20th District to hear from you directly?
That we are working on virtual voting. Thanks for
But you don't expect her to come here in person to do her job?
Keep in mind, even if virtual voting comes into play, Stell Parker Selby has not been seen at Legislative Hall all year, and only one photo of her has been released to the media. The General Assembly is back in session next week. And for the full story, including the questions that remain unanswered, you can head to CoastTV.com. And this is now going to bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what matters most in Stell Parker Selby's absence. So far, 73% of voters say district representation, 14% answers from leadership, and 13% the representative's health. And if you still haven't voted yet, you can still do so at CoastTV.com or over on our mobile app. A violent robbery in Ocean City back in 2022 has now led to decades-long prison sentences for 2 people tied to much larger crime sprees across Maryland. Police say Takala Robinson and Jordan Moses robbed multiple victims at gunpoint over several days in Ocean City. Investigators later linked them to a larger criminal group responsible for shootings and a murder in early June 2022. This year, both were sentenced. Robinson got 25 years. Moses was sentenced to life with all but 45 years suspended. New overnight Salisbury is stepping up efforts to keep the Wicomico River clean. The city is partnering with local groups to reduce trash and protect the environment. According to leaders, crews recently installed a debris catching net along the Riverwalk to stop litter from storm drains before it hits the water. It's part of a larger effort with groups like Shore Progress and Wicomico Clean Initiative. Faculty at Warwick Community College are calling out what they say is stalled contract talks. On Thursday, teachers gathered at the college pushing for fair pay and better working conditions. They say admin salaries have jumped 30% in 5 years, while faculty wages have remained stagnant. The group is demanding a 7% raise and more support, such as transparent pay scale, equitable teaching loads, and better course release time. Delaware Democrats have introduced a bill that would restrict school resource officers and school constables from cooperating with federal law enforcement agencies in immigration matters. That is, unless they have permission from Delaware's Attorney General. Advocates are pushing for the bill to pass, saying schools should not be involved with ICE operations.
They should not be the ones cooperating with ICE. They should not be the ones telling ICE who are the children, probably the names of these students, when their parents come to pick them up.
And the bill now heads to the House floor for further consideration. We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Parade preparations are underway here to celebrate the anniversary of the formation of the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. However, President Trump is facing backlash over his deployment of the National Guard to deal with the ICE protests across the country. Overnight, a California appeals court siding with President Trump in his National Guard tug-of-war with California. The decision just hours after a lower court ruled the president had overstepped his authority. NBC's Chris Pallone shows us more on these escalating tensions.
As anti-ICE protests spread from California to cities across the country, a federal appeals court says President Trump can continue to direct National Guard troops he sent to Los Angeles to help quell violent demonstrations. The reversal just hours after a lower court gave California Governor Gavin Newsom a sweeping but short-lived victory.
Today is a big day for the Constitution of the United States, for our democracy.
While migrant roundups continue, the president acknowledging his crackdown is impacting businesses and appears to be considering a policy change.
We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels.
The passionate debate over immigration reaching from the streets
I have questions for the secretary
to the highest levels of government. California Senator Alex Padilla forced from the room and briefly handcuffed after interrupting Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem during a news conference.
I began to ask a question. I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was not arrested. I was not detained.
Padilla's Democratic colleagues outraged.
That sickened my stomach. The manhandling of a United States senator. We need immediate answers to what the hell went on.
Secretary Noem insisting it was a case of mistaken identity.
We sat down for 10 to 15 minutes and talked about the fact that nobody knew who he was.
Meanwhile, final preparations are underway for the nation's first military parade in more than 30 years Saturday. The forecast in Washington, not looking good.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the tanks at all. It doesn't affect the soldiers. They're used to it. They're tough, smart.
The parade celebrates the Army's 250th anniversary. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
And we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today. We still have a lot more news to get to. Coming up, Humane Animal Partners helps more pets. We'll tell you the services the organization introduced with its new mobile clinic this week. And anniversary celebration commences. We'll tell you how the nation will honor the beginning of several major military agencies. And ready for Bike Rodeo, we'll tell you what to expect at the South Bethany event this summer. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
It is 6:12 on this Friday morning, and we're looking at mild and muggy conditions out there right now. Temperatures in the 60s and low 70s inland, mid 70s from Lewis down to Rehoboth. Ocean City right now is 71. It is hazy out there, and that's knocking the visibility down a little bit. Visibility about 6 to 10 miles, but not looking at any thick fog by any means. We are looking at some clouds increasing, and eventually a cold front to the north will sink to the south, stall over us, and increase showers and storms as soon as this afternoon. I gave it the green light for the morning commute, hazy and mild with temperatures in the 70s. And then this afternoon, watch for some heavy rain with some storms, maybe some ponding on the roads, maybe a little local flooding too. And I gave it the yellow light, so use caution late this afternoon into this evening for that chance of heavy rain.
Thank you, Bob. Happening now in Worcester County, the closure of north and southbound lanes that began at midnight on Route 113 is expected to be reopened now. This is the area of Bishopville Road and Kepler Lane. This will allow for the movement of oversized natural gas tanks. The upcoming closures are Monday, June 16th and Wednesday, June 18th. The Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration says they expect the roadway to be reopened by 5 o'clock every morning. New in South Bethany, the Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee will gather today to discuss an upcoming community event. According to the agenda, the bike rodeo takes place July 15th at 9 a.m. Town officials say people can expect free safety inspections, gear giveaways, a kids' bike course, and door prizes. Today's meeting takes place at 11 a.m. America's most famous AI chip maker is missing out on a major market, China. NVIDIA's CEO announced China will no longer be included in its revenue and profit forecast. That's due to new restrictions that make it impossible for the company to export its newest artificial intelligence chip to China. The U.S. doesn't want China to get its hands on NVIDIA's best AI tech because it doesn't want it to be used to bolster its military capabilities. Spotify, Google, and Amazon Web Services were among multiple online platforms that were hit by outages Thursday. Thousands of users were affected by interruptions. According to service provider Cloudflare, a Google Cloud outage was behind that issue. By the afternoon, some services began coming back online. No official word on what caused that outage.
Pretty nice on this Friday morning. Some clouds, some haze in Laurel right now, 69, mild and muggy. It will be a bit cooler today due to cloud cover and increasing showers and storms, and another unsettled weekend, unfortunately, with showers and storms. And have a plan B for Dad on Sunday. Your forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 6:17, and we are taking a live look outside at Lewis this morning. And Bob, we have a beautiful sunrise there in Lewis, a nicer morning. But the real story is Father's Day. Not the greatest weather, but that's a gift to Matt Pensick because your lawn mowing forecast showed that it wasn't good to do lawn work. So Matt's not going to have to do lawn work.
Yes,
he's not even here, but we're giving him gifts.
Yeah,
yes.
But he could cut the grass today, because the weather will cooperate this morning.
Yes.
And then after that, it does go downhill a little bit. And unfortunately, not great weather for Dad on Father's Day. Have a plan B. Indoor plan's the best, and not a bad thing. You can go shopping. I know Elisa's talking about maybe buying her dad a new vehicle. Oh, wait, no, he already has a new vehicle. Never mind. 8 a.m., 65, some showers by noon, 68 with some rain, and yeah, kind of cool and wet by 4 o'clock, and 72 on Father's Day. But just make the best of it as we go into the weekend. Now, it's going to be humid today, warm and muggy, highs in the 80s, some afternoon showers and storms. And then the weekend with a stalled out front, we're going to see areas of low pressure rippling along that front. On and off showers and storms, and because of the clouds and showers, cooler on Father's Day. Right now, 60s and low 70s, inland areas, 67 Millsboro, and I should say 69 in Millsboro, 69 in Dagsboro, 67 in Salisbury, with 74 Bethany Beach and 74 in Rehoboth. Calm winds inland, just a light breeze along the coast. Otherwise, we are seeing some increasing clouds, nothing in the way of rain yet, as we are seeing some breaks in the overcast too. And here's a cold front that's already slamming on the brakes, stalling over the top of us, and then that will act as a track for any kind of disturbance to move along that front and give us on and off showers and storms into the weekend. We're already seeing some deeper moisture across the Midwest that will be moving to the east with time. So we'll be looking at some haze and fog this morning, but it's a quick warm up. Look at this by mid-morning. Some places already in the low 80s away from the coast, 60s and 70s at the beaches by noon, maybe mid to upper 80s early this afternoon. Then we start to see showers and storms popping up, and we've got a very juicy atmosphere. Any one of these storms could put down a lot of rain in a short period of time, so watch for maybe some flooding, especially in poor drainage areas late this afternoon into this evening. And then as we go deeper into the evening, I think those showers will go away, and then it's just muggy and mostly cloudy tomorrow morning, and then more showers and storms flaring up, I think especially into the afternoon as a wind shift to the east, and some of that rain once again heavy into Saturday evening. And then I think as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning, a little drier for a time, and then cloudy and cool on your Sunday, and seeing more of those showers on Sunday, and then maybe even heavier rain building in on Monday. So definitely an unsettled pattern on the way. Muggy meter, obviously with the moisture in the air, very humid to humid and muggy as we go through the weekend and early next week. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 84 today with storms, but a cooler 79 Saturday. Wet, a little stormy, even cooler on Sunday for Father's Day. 72, and that rain continues into Monday and still on the cool side with lower 70s. 77 Tuesday, and then a big warm up after that. 89 Thursday, and a mix of sun and clouds. And congratulations to Mary Preston DeFranks on winning a brand new umbrella, courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. A major military milestone was honored and celebrated Thursday at Legislative Hall. The Army, Navy, and Marine Corps are each marking their 250th anniversary this year, and Delaware lawmakers took time to recognize the occasion. Veterans from across the first state, spanning many generations, joined lawmakers to mark the moment. In addition to the ceremony, 3 House resolutions, one for each branch, were introduced.
The House of Representatives wants to show that we are actually taking action to make the veterans honored and special. They deserve it.
And the resolutions were presented by Representatives Holofsky, Short, and Carson. In Washington, D.C., many roads are closed ahead of the Army birthday celebration and parade this weekend. More than 100 military vehicles are going to roll down that parade route. U.S. Senator for Delaware Chris Coons said he doesn't find the parade necessary. Take a listen.
We haven't seen a parade of tanks and thousands of troops and flyovers by military aircraft in our American capital in decades. And that's on purpose because that's more typical of capitals like Moscow and Beijing and Pyongyang than it is Washington, D.C. It's important that we recognize and celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. Many of my family members served in the Army. It is a critical and proud branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, but it doesn't require this big and expensive of a display for us to recognize and celebrate the service of soldiers back to the very founding of our nation.
Coming up next, Humane Animal Partners helps more pets. We'll tell you why organizers say a new mobile clinic has been a long time coming. Don't go anywhere. The brand new Humane Animal Partners mobile vet van is now ready for patients. A ribbon cutting took place Thursday morning, officially starting the van's journey that was years in the making. The van is equipped with a surgery table and can spay and neuter on the road. HAP says this van was a long time coming.
It feels amazing for it to be here and for us to already have a plan in place to put it in action. It even has that new van smell, which is nice. But yeah, we're just thrilled. It's a wonderful, modern way for us to be able to serve the animals of Sussex County.
HAP says to keep an eye out on their website for dates when that van will be in your town or city in Sussex County. And there are programming changes you need to be aware of today. The U.S. Open will air from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then Wheel of Fortune begins at 7 o'clock, followed by NBC Nightly News at 7:30. There will be no Coast TV news at 5 or 6 today. And Bob, we have another weekend with poor weather. What is happening,
Bob? Not the most
Bob?
popular person in town, I'm guessing. Yeah, I know.
No, we still like you, Bob. But
Oh, well,
it's like,
thank
we
you,
do.
thank you.
We do.
I'm trying, you
I
know.
know. Every day you are.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, I think the best beach time is this morning with temperatures warming through the 70s. Then this afternoon, even though you don't see it here in Assateague and Chincoteague, there is a chance of storms with temperatures in the 70s to near 80. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, well, lower 80s in Fenwick Island very early this afternoon. cooler mid-70s in Ocean City. Some late day showers and storms. Rip current threat low. UV index is high. And on the bay side, pretty wet as we go through the next 3 days, and cooling down too. Cambridge 84 today, cooling through the 70s this weekend. Similar conditions in Crisfield as well. So yes, as we just talked about, an unsettled weekend. I'll have much more on the rain and the timing of it coming up in the next half hour.
From high-flying jets to local festivals, there are quite a few ways to enjoy yourself on Delmarva this weekend, and Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
If you're looking to fill your weekend with a bit of adrenaline, you'll want to head to Ocean City and look up. The U.S. Navy Blue Angels headline Ocean City's air show Saturday and Sunday. You'll also catch the F-16 Viper demo team, A-10 Thunderbolts, and more. Rainbow flags will fly high in Milton Saturday for the Milton Pride Festival. From 4 to 8, enjoy food trucks and entertainment, all while celebrating diversity and love. Georgetown's EMS Carnival continues until Saturday night with games and rides for a good cause. Plus, Saturday is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. Members of Lewis Library's In the Loop Knitting and Crocheting Group will meet at Mary Vessels Park to knit the day away. Visitors and locals are welcome to stop by. Find all the details on CoastTV.com under Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Still no representation, but Delaware's legislative season winding down, District 20 continues to be left in the dark. Immigration activity in public schools, how Delaware Democrats are looking to protect the school community. Nation on edge, protests surge against ICE raids as governors deploy guard and President Trump doubles down ahead of D.C. parade.
Another unsettled weekend on the way. Not as warm today with scattered showers and thunderstorms, and a stalled out front this weekend keeps that chance for showers and storms going, unfortunately, into Father's Day on Sunday. Forecast details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Matt Pensick has the day off. It is 6:30 on this Friday morning. We are almost to the weekend. I know my co-anchor usually says that Friday is the weekend, but I say once you leave work, then it is the weekend. And I know first meteorologist Bob Trihey is going to agree with me on that. Bob, I got to get through work, and then I'm in weekend mode.
I'm with you, Elisa. I think, afternoon, early afternoon, that's when you're starting the weekend. And I think that's when we start seeing some showers and storms that continue into the weekend. Right now, we're dry, mild, and muggy. 60s to 70 in Dagsboro, 69 in Millsboro right now, 71 in Ocean City, and mid-70s from Bethany Beach to Lewis, as we're looking at light winds or calm conditions. And the visibility, not bad, a lot better than it has been the last few mornings. 6 miles and some haze in Georgetown and Ocean City. 7 in Salisbury and Cambridge. So just kind of hazy this morning. We have a lot of moisture in the air and some clouds building in, and also a cold front sinking from the south, and that's stalling already across Delmarva, and that will act as a track for little ripples of low pressure to bring us rain, and maybe some heavier rain as we go through Friday and into the weekend with some storms, so keep that in mind. Here's 7 a.m. on Futurecast. We have the haze, some clouds, and then sunshine and quickly rising temperatures by mid-morning. A lot of places inland in the low 80s, 70s at the coast by noon. That could be our warmest temperatures of the day into the mid 80s. Then we start to see these storms popping up. You see these red colors. That could be hard rain, heavy rain in a quick period of time. So make sure you're ready for maybe some, not flash flooding, but maybe some flooding in poor drainage areas as we go into the evening hours. Here's your day part forecast. We're dry this morning, mild and muggy. Temperatures in the mid 80s, probably the highs around noon. And then the storms start to slowly cool us off, and then still that chance of storms into the weekend. Much more on your forecast coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
Our top story this half hour, a story we have closely been following here at Coast TV. The Delaware General Assembly is not scheduled to meet today. However, Thursday was another day in legislation session that District 20 Representative Stell Parker Selby was absent. Parker Selby, who represents roughly 23,000 voters in the Milton area, has missed every single House vote this year. That's at least 118 votes. Politicians have confirmed that Parker Selby had a stroke, and with less than 7 days left in this year's General Assembly, the Speaker of the House cannot remove Parker Selby and declines to call for her resignation, but said this.
We're going to focus on getting virtual voting passed through our rules, and then that way we can most likely see Rep. Parker Selby.
Do you think that will happen before the end of this session?
We're working on it.
What would you like the people of the 20th District to hear from you directly?
That we are working on virtual voting. Thanks for stopping.
But you don't expect her to come here in person to do her job?
Keep in mind, even if virtual voting comes into play, Stell Parker Selby has not been seen at Legislative Hall all year, and only one photo of her has been released to the media. The General Assembly is back in session next week. Developing news in Sussex County, Delaware State Police are investigating a shooting in Slaughter Beach. Police say they were called to the area of Bay Avenue and Slaughter Beach Road around 6 o'clock on Thursday. As of 10 p.m., police say it is still an active investigation. No more details were available at this time, and we expect a press release from DSP at some point this morning. We will keep you updated as we learn more information. New overnight of violent robbery in Ocean City back in 2022 has now led to decades-long prison sentences for two people tied to a much larger crime spree across Maryland. Police say Takala Robinson and Jordan Moses robbed multiple victims at gunpoint over several days in Ocean City. Investigators later linked them to a larger criminal group responsible for shootings and a murder in early June 2022. This year, both were sentenced, Robinson getting 25 years. Moses was sentenced to life with all but 45 years suspended. Faculty at Warwick Community College are calling out what they say is stalled contract talks on Thursday. Teachers gathered at the college pushing for fair pay and better working conditions. They say admin salaries have jumped 30% in 5 years, while faculty wages have remained stagnant. The group is demanding a 7% raise and more support, such as transparent pay scale, equitable teaching loads, and better course release time. Delaware Democrats have introduced a bill that would restrict school resource officers and school constables from cooperating with federal law enforcement agencies in immigration matters. That is, unless they have permission from Delaware's Attorney General. Advocates are pushing for the bill to pass, saying schools should not be involved with ICE operations. That bill now heads to the House floor for further consideration. We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Parade preparations are underway here to celebrate the anniversary of the formation of the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. However, President Trump is facing backlash over his deployment of the National Guard to deal with the ICE protests across the country. Amy Kiley shows us the implications of the legal battle between President Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom.
So nobody should be spiking the football.
An appeals court is allowing President Donald Trump to retain control of California National Guard members for now. That ruling last night follows one just hours earlier from senior U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer. It had ordered the handoff for noon today. The legal battle comes amid anti-ICE protests in Los Angeles.
Today was really about a test of democracy.
An appeals hearing is set for Tuesday. Trump argues Newsom should be thanking him instead of suing him. The LA police chief says after recent peaceful protests during the day, some criminal activity has happened at night.
We are staying here to liberate this city from the socialist and the burdensome leadership that this governor and that this mayor have placed on this country.
The president cites a legal provision that he says allows him to commandeer state troops to suppress a, quote, rebellion. Breyer's ruling argues protesters are exercising a core civil liberty, not trying to overthrow the government.
There's no invasion. There's no rebellion. It's absurd.
Also at issue are about 700 Marines that the military says are prepared to protect federal property in LA.
If the U.S. Supreme Court says we don't get into this, then Trump is going to win and have a real path to unreviewable power.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
This morning, the Israeli military has launched airstrikes against Iran, according to two U.S. officials. The attack came early Friday with explosions booming across Tehran, with Israel confirming that it took aim at Iran's nuclear program. Multiple people were killed in the strike, including the commander-in-chief of Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps. In an address, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing that the operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. Now NATO is speaking up.
This was a unilateral action by Israel, so I think it is crucial for many allies, including the United States, to work as we speak to de-escalate. I know they're doing that, and I think that is now the first order of the day.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also said Israel launched a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat. And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, EMS Emergency will tell you how the fundraiser taking place today will help first responders in Sussex County. And more Summer League hoops from Worcester County. This time, we will take a look at the Y-High squad. And air show planes arrive. We'll show you how some locals are getting ready for the Ocean City Air Show this weekend. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
6:41 on this Friday morning. A buggy FH fur cam. Oh, this poor little fly. I think he's stuck in a spider web. Here comes a bird to come and eat it. No, he's just flying by. We're looking at 70 in Cambridge right now, and it's muggy and mild. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s right now. Visibility, not bad. 6 miles in Georgetown and Ocean City in haze. We're not looking at fog. We're just looking at some haze and some clouds as a cold front is dropping in from the north, and we're going to be looking at that front stalling over us. It's doing that right now, and that will be the focus for showers and storms as we go into the weekend. Dress for summer, stay hydrated. You'll need the umbrella this afternoon and drive with caution. Some storms could put down a lot of rain in a short period of time, and still have the sunscreen and sunglasses handy. You'll need those, especially this morning. And call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. Sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico.
Delaware Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester and Maryland's Chris Van Hollen have been leading a push to expand a key program tackling housing issues nationwide. The senators introduced the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative Act, legislation to permanently authorize a program that transforms communities in need into mixed-use affordable neighborhoods. So far, officials say it's provided over $1.8 billion in grants and created more than 21,000 homes across the country. If you are planning to head to the beach today, be sure to take a break from the waves and look up at the sky. The Ocean City Air Show is 1 day away from liftoff, which means you might see some aircrafts fly into town today. And one local we spoke with says they took a seat along the boardwalk with hopes to see one for herself.
I just love watching the airplanes. I think the Blue Angels are coming, and I love to see them. I haven't seen them since I was a kid, probably.
In case you're wondering yourself, the Blue Angels will be making an appearance on both days this weekend.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Last night, we wrapped up another week of Maryland Supreme Summer League basketball, and we were gifted to a great cross-state battle. We got the Watchmen from Delmarva Christian against Top Cut from Y-High. Let's get right to it. Vic Collins gets the scoring started quickly for Top Cut. On the wing, lets it fly and swishing the three. But on the other end, Darius Lyles is an attacker, going hard to the rim with a soft floater that falls through. But Collins was sizzling all night. This time stepping into a transition triple that goes. And the Top Cut offense was that simple. Find number 40. Collins again drops that one in from the corner. Now, the Watchmen were looking for some kind of answer, and they'll get one this time. Off a handoff into a smooth three-pointer on the near wing. That one falls through. Top Cut still leading 27-15. Then it might look like a mismatch, but not when Tayshawn Swan is the defender, getting a big-time swat in the post. Then in the second half, Asher Woods tries to bring the Watchmen back, connecting on a corner three of his own. Then Lyles gives a true highlight. The spin cycle into the lefty finish is nasty. He made it a 6-point game, but Top Cut finished this one strong, picking up a 59-49 victory. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night at 8 o'clock, Mardella takes on North Dorchester in softball. Then at 10:30, it's the final score. And if you are having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Hazy sunshine right now, even a little bit of fog. Nothing dense in Laurel right now, but it's mild and muggy. A bit cooler today due to cloud cover, increasing showers and storms, and another unsettled weekend, unfortunately. Showers and storms, and have an alternate plan for Dad on Sunday, as looks like those rain chances continue, and it will be cooler. Forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Time is now 6:47, and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning. And Bob, we've had some beautiful sunrises. We see that sun coming up there in Laurel. We're going to enjoy the sun today because this weekend, sadly for Father's Day, it's not going to be the best weather.
I know. What did we say? This is the third weekend now in a row?
The third, yes.
I know
not
you're
counting.
keeping count. I know you're probably going, Bob, missed this weekend, and then there's another one that's not good. I know. I'm sorry. But, you know, make alternate plans. And it won't be raining all the time. But on Father's Day, I think it definitely will be cooler. If you like the cooler weather, that's good. But for Dad, clouds and hit and miss showers pretty much all day. Mid-60s, 8 a.m. by noon, 68 and only 72. I think that's going to be the high. But I think there will be some dry times as well. But it's going to be humid today. Highs in the 80s, afternoon showers and storms. And then the weekend with a stalled out front, more showers and storms. And then, as I mentioned, cooler on Father's Day. Right now, it's 60s and 70s, inland areas, mid-70s at the beaches. It definitely has that muggy feel as the winds are pretty much calm right now. And we're looking at a little bit of haze, a little bit of fog, and otherwise clouds are increasing from the west as we're watching a cold front sinking from the north. And then you can already see this front slamming on the brakes, a stationary front oriented from west to east. That means anything that moves along this front is going to have a lot of moisture and probably moving slowly too. So with afternoon showers and storms, some of those could pack a punch with heavy rain in a short period of time. Right now, not looking at rain across the mid-Atlantic region, but we're seeing moisture building through the Ohio Valley and especially into the Midwest. And we'll see that moisture moving to the east as we go through time. So this morning we have some haze, maybe a little bit of fog and some sunshine and quickly warming temperatures by mid-morning, upper 70s, already lower 80s. And we could see the high temperatures around the noon hour with mid to maybe upper 80s. And then we're looking at showers popping up this afternoon. And anywhere you see the orange and red, that could be heavy rain in a short period of time. So watch for potting on the roads, maybe some flooding in poor drainage areas. Mid-afternoon, more of those showers. And I think they do continue into the dinner hour. And then they kind of go away as we go through the overnight with cloudy skies, muggy conditions into Saturday morning. And then Saturday morning, cloudy. And then we're going to see those showers and storms revving up again, maybe heavy into the afternoon. 4:30 around Millsboro, maybe very heavy rain for you back through Ocean City. And we'll continue to see that heavier rain from Long Neck to Salisbury into the Berlin area as we go into Saturday evening. So keep that in mind. And with an easterly wind, that will keep us a little cooler. And then maybe a little break Saturday night. And then Sunday, Father's Day, cloudy, cool with some scattered showers. Then we could be looking at some heavier rain building in, maybe low pressure developing to our south, enhancing that rain on Monday. So definitely an unsettled period on the way. And obviously with the moisture in the air, pretty muggy, very humid through Saturday, then muggy to very humid as we go through early next week. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 84 today, dry this morning, afternoon and evening showers and storms. Cooler Saturday, 79 with storms and potentially heavy rain. Cooler on Sunday, Father's Day, 72 with showers and then heavier rain possible. Monday, still cool, still cloudy Tuesday and cool, but then warming up after that. 86 on Wednesday, then 89 partly cloudy on Thursday, 89 degrees.
One Laurel neighborhood is looking to hit the brakes on speeding. These are the temporary speed bumps on West 7th Street. Neighbors on Center Street, one road over, say speeders now fly down their road. They say they're hoping town leaders can help them get speed bumps too. People we spoke with say it's a constant issue in the area.
I wouldn't raise kids here, and you know, it's not fair. They can't even go out, you know, play. They have to be extra careful too. But definitely something needs to be done. And I've been here all my life, and it's gotten worse.
Laurel's police chief says they plan to start a speed traffic study in that neighborhood in the next few days. He also says officers routinely pass through and monitor the area. A planned redesign of Carroll Street in Salisbury is now delayed until late summer. You can see that location right here on your screen. City officials say the contractor faced unexpected setbacks, pushing the start date back from spring. Mayor Randy Taylor says the delay will allow for better coordination and ensure the project meets the city's standards. Today in Georgetown, a carnival to benefit Georgetown EMS is happening. You might recall that comes after a recently released financial report detailed findings that show American Legion Georgetown EMS is one of the most financially strained emergency service providers in Sussex County. To help raise funds, a carnival is running through Saturday, June 14th. The time for Friday is 6 to 10 p.m. And then on Saturday, you can visit from 3 to 10 p.m. Officials say the current space is just not enough.
We're operating out of a garage that was not meant to be an ambulance station. So and we're just coming up with ways for fundraisers.
And parking for the event is available at the surrounding streets except on Swain and Alfred Streets, according to the agency. And the time is now 6:53, so we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day. And today's coastal pet of the day is coming to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. On your screen right now is Squiggy. Squiggy is a cute and adorable senior dog who has a lot of love to give. He enjoys walking and has a lapdog personality. If you want to adopt Squeaky or Ivy, who we showed you earlier, or any other lovable pet, you can head to the Brandywine Valley SPCA. And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen, scan the QR code at the top of your screen, and submit your furry friends to CoastTV News. Then, of course, watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all of the pets we feature. It is now 6:56, and we are going to take another look at your forecast before you head out the door. Bob, it is Friday. Today is the day to spend time outside, go to the beach this morning, because this is like crazy news. We don't have a nice weekend coming up.
I know, I know, and I think this is the third one in a row as we were talking about, Elisa, and I wish I had better news. Now, this morning I think we're dry. It's hazy, it's muggy, it's mild out there, maybe a little bit of fog, and it quickly warms up late morning. It's early afternoon. That's when we could see our highs in the mid-80s, and then storms start to build in this afternoon. Some of those could contain very heavy rain. Watch for maybe some local flooding as we go through the evening hours. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, cooling down for the weekend, 79 storms Saturday, and for Dad, as we've been talking about, wet, and 72 cool, and still wet and cool Monday, and then we're warming up middle of the week, 86, and then for Juneteenth Thursday, 89. Summer arrives later Friday, 86, and actually a nice summer weekend is possible next weekend. I know, shocking, in mid-80s. Let's hope.
Yes, Bob, let's hope. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us here for CoastTV News today. The Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m. Then we'll be back for CoastTV Midday at 11. And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our CoastTV News and weather apps. Have a great Friday morning.